Hey, welcome back, guys. Anthony here, Six Scale Mafia. We are on Wednesday, another special stream day with Barry, my friend, Factory Entertainment. How you doing, my friend, today?
I am great. How you doing today?
Trying to just beat the heat, man.
Just got back from Vegas. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I know. How was that? That was
It's great, but you spend 7 days indoors and then you go outside and you're like, oh.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, I'm used to it here in Arizona, but like when I would go right for the Vegas con and like you're in the hotel,
yeah,
for most of the time, and then you go outside. It's
like Nosferatu. I was like,
yeah, 100%.
It's never too hot for me, because I grew up on a tropical island.
I was in Chicago. I'm used to the blizzards, and coming out here is the exact opposite.
It tries to kill you for half the year, and then it tries to freeze you or boil you.
I know. But we, it makes us stronger, right?
Right, yeah.
So,
I live in the Bay Area, so we have weird weather as well. Very weird.
Right. But no, that's awesome. I'm glad you're able to come on, man. For those who don't know, right, you and I have known each other for a little while now, but mostly you guys do props and the starships, and now you kind of surprised me. I know for sure, because I was like, yo, what 6 scale figures, what's going on?
It's not our first 6 scale. We did do the Beatles Yellow Submarine 10 years ago.
Quite a while, right?
Various customs and things. I mean, I've been in the toy business. We call it the toy business. Everyone's going to get upset, but they're toys. I've been in the toy business 30. God, I don't even want to know. Too long. So it's not my first rodeo, but we're known for our prop replicas and other stuff. But we've always been interested in the area, and it's very license specific, and if you can't get the good licenses, it's not worth trying to do the product. And just the planets aligned and things lined up, and it just kind of fell together. And I'll be honest, a couple of them we approached the licensors expecting to be told nah, and they were like, yeah, sure. So it's like, okay, strike while the iron's hot, go for it.
Right.
So that's awesome. When opportunity knocks, you open the door with both hands and you jump in.
Hell yeah. No, that's really cool. I'm excited too. I mean, you guys have shown off so far, right? Some Battlestar and Jaws and the Mummy.
Jaws, the Mummy, so far that's it. But we are working on a bunch of other stuff. Everybody who knows our product knows we kind of don't do things by halves. There's like 7 or 8 things all coming out roughly at once, but we see each of them as different projects. I mean, there maybe there's some crossover between Jaws and Battlestar Collectors, but we see them all as separate things that are important to their fandoms. So the Jaws fans need to be listened to for their specific things, and likewise, each different group has its own thing. And some of them are much deeper. Jaws is very limited. There are only so many characters we can legally do.
Right.
We've already had many questions about why is there one major character missing? Well, it's just never going to happen.
And that's a lot of people don't know that, but I know some people in our circle are aware as well, right? Like, hey, it's just off the tables.
It's one of those things. And you never know. I mean, I've been doing this long enough. There were some brands that have been off the table forever and ever and ever, and it just requires people to get together, or hatchets to be buried, sometimes literal hatchets and sometimes metaphorical ones.
Right.
This one is unlikely to happen anytime soon. And it's a certain well-known police chief, which is a shame, but we each to their own. And you're talking about a likeness. It's somebody's human persona, and if they don't want it. Who am I to tell them that they should let me make them? It's kind of insulting. It's like walking up to complete strangers and demanding photographs.
Right. You're like, no, we have to make you. We don't care if you like,
It doesn't.
We always have to respect people for that.
The community, when you behave like that, you kind of have to be respectful, whether you agree with it or not. It's kind of irrelevant. If that's somebody's choice, then it's somebody's choice.
Yes. Yeah. And I know I've got a lot of people.
Some ideas, and people will see. There will be a policeman. You just won't be a chief.
Okay. So okay. Well, that's cool. Whatever you can make work. I mean, right? Yep. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And there's a couple of people already asking some questions.
Yeah, sure.
We can maybe find out, but I'm also interested. Of course, I'm a huge Battlestar fan, and you're talking about small cast of characters with Jaws, but then you have something like Battlestar here. So
is wide and deep, as we like to say. Obviously,
it's
my personal favorite, which is Starbuck, and these are only prototypes, so we know they're not finished. There's some work to do. The costumes are pretty damn close, and all of our costumes in this run, I have to give a shout out to the guys at G-Wiz Customs. They did, as they always do, an unbelievable job. They are the difficulties of working with something like suede at small scale are unbelievable. Because when you scale, the original costumes for Battlestar were made of like a car upholstery fabric. It's like, you know, what you would get in a 70s Buick, and it's a
right
deep pile. And when you scale that down, it just looks like garbage. You have to find micro suede, and you've got to find micro piping and detailing. Denim is the hardest one. Oh God, trying to get good denim for Hooper's costume, because he's predominantly in denim. And when you scale denim down, if you don't get the micro stitch, it looks god awful. So they did a brilliant, you know, version of that. And 70s BSG is the OG one. It's where it's at. I fell in love with it when I was a kid. I grew up in the UK. We got it as a movie before we got it as a TV show. It wasn't until I moved to America.
Was it the Galactica 80?
No, they combined, I want to say it was the first 2 episodes into a theatrical release, and I believe it had a limited theatrical release here in the US.
Okay. Yeah, Sinister might know in the chat. He's a big he's a big fan of the original. It
wasn't until I moved to the US that I discovered it was actually a TV series, and I fell in love with the Mattel figure, the toys, when I was a kid, and they were brilliant, and they were cross-pollinated, maybe the right word. In my toy box, I had Ovions playing with stormtroopers, and I think everybody did.
You played with what you had.
And suddenly to discover you can go to this bigger, broader toy box and do, you know, we make prop replicas. I like to call these people replicas. They're essentially replicas.
Essentially.
And it's great to work with some of the originals. And we can go wide and deep. What do people want to see? I mean, we've got Starbuck and Apollo here. There is a pretty iconic villain that's already being worked on, and he wasn't ready. Well, they weren't ready for Comic-Con, so we didn't.
I was going to ask you that. So that means there's some Centurions, like some Cylons. All right.
We're playing around with those. What I would love to do is die cast the arm out of metal. The problem with that is it adds weight, and on a 6-scale figure, posability is important. So we can't have armor that if you lift the arm up, it just drops down by itself because it weighs so much. So we're playing with that. We're working that. We're trying to get that working. And you've obviously got Cylons, you've got Cylon commanders, but everybody is fair game, actually. We can do everyone. I would love to do Lucifer, Baltar, we're doing a line of 3 3/4-inch action figures as well, and you'll see more characters in that. But Boomer's got to get a shout out pretty soon as well. You did
have the photo here, right?
For the 3 3/4. So you see the Cylons there. At 12-inch scale or 1/6, they have to be more detailed. This is where you have your classic. And here's a question, everybody: accuracy versus coolness. So I don't know if anybody knows, but the costume underskirt, or let's call it the fabric part of a Cylon, in real life was lavender. It was not black.
I didn't know that.
No, nobody does. It registers. Well, few people do. It registers as black on camera, but when you see photos of them, they look kind of ludicrous because they look like they're in a Prince covers band.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. Like between like set color to film.
So, you know, will people want them in their original lavender, or do they want them in what it looked like, which was black leather, open to the fans? I think I know the answer. Yeah,
probably screen color. Is what I'm guessing. But
they do look a little absurd with the lavender. It's kind of weird.
It's awesome though. That is really cool. You grew up with it. I've watched it, but you know, I'm more Ronald Moore. 2003 Galactica.
We've got those too. We are going to be coming at it from both angles. They're both awesome, but the OG one needs to come first because it is the original.
Sure.
We had Adama on the booth, and we've got a fantastic Starbuck female, Katie Sackhoff, in the works. And boy, That's a complicated costume. That flight suit.
Yeah, but I mean, look, because I was in the, you know, I know Bob Dylan's in the chat here. We were talking about that, like just going down that road for custom, you know, because nobody. I was like, is anybody going to do these? And you know, so specifically like Starbuck and Katie Sackhoff. So does that mean like with the so you've got the reimagined and the original? Is that full? You can and likely will do a lot of both of those.
Yeah. There are a couple of characters in the reimagine in the 2004 the Ronald Moore one that are off limits, but they're not anybody that we would specifically, eventually they're only off limits because we have to get individual likeness approvals from them. And I don't know if people know this, but it's not a case of calling people up and going, hi, can we make you? Sometimes you have to wait 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 18 months for approval. So I've got to plan that out now and wait.
Right, and see where the
harder to obtain approvals people will come further down the line because it just simply takes that long for them to say, yeah, sure. And it can be a million reasons. Sometimes they're just real busy and they've got a lot of work on and they don't want some lunatic long-haired guy pestering them for leave me alone.
That's what we always talk about that on the show. Like everybody who's in the six scale world or any kind of licensed IP for that matter, right? A lot of it is just beholden on either the IP holder or the actors and sometimes you're sitting around, waiting for something to approve.
Every single thing I do has to be approved. I should have had all of this approved. But it's impossible. You can't improve an interview, but every single thing has to be approved. And sometimes you get answers that frustrate you and that are wrong, and they're wrong. But who are you to tell the owner of the IP or the actor? And there may sometimes be a specific reason. Sometimes as a fan you scream out and you go, "Why the hell did they do that?" There's always a reason. They didn't do it.
There's always some reason, right?
And there's some random stories of things in the past that like, why did they change it from your red to green? And it's because whatever. And no one wants to know. Yeah, it's a million times easier to be a customizer and do it yourself. I some days I wish I just did it.
And it really it was
doing it in my garage. I can tell you.
Right. Well, to me, it was almost just out of necessity at that point, right? Because you're like, no one's gonna make these.
No. Well, and I you're supporting a brand you love, and we don't want to get too corporate and too, philosophical. But at the end of the day, if you're making something and profiting from it without paying for the rights, you're stealing from a brand that you love, and and BSG Classic has been languishing. This was one of the ones that I was really, really shocked about when we went and approached them and said, because there's been very little. There was some stuff done maybe 15 years ago, and other than that it's been kind of a desert since Mattel stopped doing them in 79 or 81.
They could have been cursed because of the kid. You remember the Colonial Viper that choked, and then the Boba Fett, they were like, nope.
There was no specific reason for it. It just kind of got lost. And then when the reboot happened, people remember, and it kind of got recovered. And so, and sometimes you need that official stamp of approval to keep the thing going and to breathe life into it. And so, all of our stuff is licensed. And like I said, when we obtain the rights to something, it's a real honor because you do go in. It's kind of like asking a girl for a dance at prom, and you kind of bits of you says she's gonna say no, but every now and again she goes, yeah, sure, and you go, yes.
Right, you're like, wow, oh my god, it's happening. And you guys, and those who don't know, I mean, everything for example, the Duke Singers received his medical tricorder the other day. It's epic. That thing, like, you guys put in so much love into everything that you make, so it's like to see that come in now back again into 6 scale.
We just I think everybody who does this, our friends at X06 and the Hot Toys guys, we do it because we're just fans who want to make things that we think other fans would and that's one of the reasons for showing this stuff, because we're like, look, isn't this cool? And I can tell you the amount of times we've come up with things and everyone's gone, it's all right, but not that keen on it, and it kind of don't kill you inside, but you lose it every time. You lose a little bit of yourself because you're like, but why does nobody else like this?
And right, so why am I the only one that wants this? Seemingly, right? Like
you think that you're not the only crazy person. So when you put stuff out there, and I do have to thank all of the Battlestar fans who came out and represented and stood up and went, we are here and we've been here for all these years, just nobody.
Right, we've been here, like, you know, absolutely. Brian makes a good point. I talked to one of my other friends recently who showed me that Universal's selling a lot of t-shirts and hats and merch, and I didn't know they're selling pretty good. So
they obviously, it's an IP that they own outright, and they are thinking about doing something with it. There were rumors of a reboot again, and
I remember
right
that.
now it's not happening, but it's not completely off the table. But I tell you, I was at Star Trek Las Vegas last week, and I hadn't even been on the booth. We hadn't even set up the booth, and 5 people came over to me and said, "Did you bring the Battlestar stuff with you?" And I was like, "Wait, isn't that sacrilege at a Star Trek convention?" Because I didn't bring it.
I guarantee it. Every time we're there, we see stormtroopers, we see Darth Vader's walking around. So it's sci-fi. We love sci-fi.
I wish I'd brought it with me, but it was every single day, and I was like, "This license is still people do still love it. It's not just me. I'm not the only crazy.
Not just you. Not just you. It is not. Now, I am curious, though. I know a lot of people in the chat are asking as well. I actually put a poll in the chat too, guys. Let me know what you're most excited for. I just put in the 3, Battlestar, Jaws, and the Mummy right now, just to kind of gauge, you know, what everybody's kind of looking. Battlestar is in the lead in the chat right now, but can we talk a little bit on maybe expected price points?
Yes and no. We'll use the T word, tariffs. All these prices are subject to what happened. And again, I don't want to get into politics and boring stuff, but this is what I do for a living. This is how I pay my mortgage. Right now, and yesterday, thankfully, we received another 90-day reprieve where the tariffs won't change. So currently, the tariffs from China, where a lot of this stuff is made, are 30%. They didn't change, thank God. So we can now plan for the next 90 days. After 90 days, it may change again. So we do have to take these things. We like to plan like 18 months out. We can't do that at the moment. We have to plan like 6 months, 3 months out and just run with it. And we wish we could make these things domestically here, but we can't. We tried. It doesn't work. And now there isn't a single country on the planet that doesn't attract a tariff of some kind. So it's just how high is the tariff. So the prices will be, we know what the market will bear. And so I'm doing everything I can to bring them in under 300, but they're likely to be somewhere in the 250 to 300 range, barring we not getting a 300% tariff in 3 months' time.
Sure.
Maybe by some miracle, the tariff will go down to 15%, and that will help bring the prices down. So, what I'm doing right now is a kind of a value engineering exercise. Also, you know, accessories are key for 1.6, but if you take away 2 accessories and shave the price down by 20%. It's probably better than adding the 2 accessories and increasing the price by 20%. So we're not going to short shrift people on the accessories. They're really cool. And some of them have got way too many accessories, and it's really painful to decide what to leave in and what to take out.
Right. And we all love accessories. That's the big.
You have to have them. Yeah. We won't be we can save a lot of money, for example, not having alternate heads on these particular figures. But say when we come to do the Mummy from the Mummy, you know, you kind of need that head with the mouth open, and you also need the regular face. You can't have one without the other. So that helps. You know, do you need 75 pairs of hands? No. You need the hands that will hold the accessories. You need the cool hands that do the thing.
Maybe a couple gestures that are maybe iconic or relaxed. And
so that's in the ballpark. And again, support helps. You know, we had considered all of these characters to be somewhat nichey, and we were going to do a fairly low run, like 300 of each. The good news is we've already the interest is way beyond that, so that the additions will go up. They're not going to go up. We're not going to make 10,000 of any of these. They're going to be like 1,000, 1,500 maybe tops. That helps to bring down the economies of scale and make the prices better. So you know, please bear with us, and we're very open. We're not some big corporate. I mean, this is a very small company. There's me and one other guy who does development. If you don't like something, if you think we're off track on something, tell us. Can't always fix it, because there is real money involved, and anybody
Of
that's
course,
done
yeah.
a run of figures. But we will listen. We do want to hear what we're getting wrong, what we're not doing right, because we're not experts at this by any means. You guys are, and you guys know what you want. So you tell us, and we will try to respond to it.
Well, and that's what I love about that too, right? Because we'll talk, or you guys will post stuff, but nice that anytime there's updates, you'll come back. We'll talk. We talk and get input on people and see what what's what and what you can do within reason. Of course, like you said, sometimes either something's too far into production, or it has to be this way per an actor, or
and I'll come on and tell you that it'll be when I'm allowed to. It'll just be this is not the hill to die on. If you we did consider, can we do the 2 main characters of Jaws and not do the third one? And the other answer is to do none of them. Well, I'd rather do 2 of them than none of them.
Well, yeah, of course. I don't know. Jedi Chris was wondering if Imhotep or Scorpion King would be possible.
We can do Imhotep. Scorpion King is a separate. It's not considered within the license, but I can get it. I am not sure what The Rock's likeness sign-off.
I don't know, because he's all part of the wrestling stuff too, right? Have
there ever been any figures of him from anybody else? Not just as The Rock. So
not as The Rock, but Black Adam, Hot Toys.
Okay, so he gives approval. So then, yes, there are some actors that just won't ever approve any kind of likeness for whatever reason. So
sure.
Yeah, we could do Scorpion King. That'd be really cool as a really deluxe figure with the scorpion body.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of neat. That would be kind of neat.
Be a little expensive, but yeah. See, I'm getting carried away now.
Well, that's what's fun, right? Ideas start spinning.
I'm not to be left unsupervised. It's dangerous.
No, I understand totally. Also, this is a good question. I was going to bring this up too, but Sinister was wondering how if you know what distribution is like yet, or are you?
Yes and yes. Again, we didn't know, but we have already had a commitment through SS. They've already stepped up to the plate and said, when can we? In fact, they're screaming down our necks, going, when can we have these things?
Oh, great. Okay. So Sideshow will be partnered up. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know whether they're going to take all the characters, but certainly on key ones, they've already been like, yep, we love this, we'll take them. Through our typical distribution channels, we distribute through Sideshow, we distribute internationally through a couple of other distributors, but they will always be available direct from our website too. And there is going to be, can I announce that? Yeah, I can announce that. There's going to be a signature edition on Battlestar Galactica. It's not going to be hard to work out who it is.
Wait, hold on. Look, I just looked at you like, can I announce that? You look back for like a split second. You're like, yeah, I can. So wait, signet. What can we elaborate on that?
That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, wait.
He's an amazing man, and the 10-year-old in me cannot believe that I'm having email and phone call conversations with him.
Wow. Now,
so that one will probably be, the signature may be limited to us only. It depends on how many pieces that we do, and frankly, how he's not exactly. You can't force someone to sign hundreds and hundreds of things.
Sure, yeah, of course. Well, that would be really cool.
It's happening. So I've just literally got to make it happen now. So yeah, that's one. Sadly, obviously, we can't do the component character to that because he's no longer with us. Bless.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Bless his heart. But there are plenty of others. Oddly enough, when I started to look, I was like, wow, actually, there's still quite a few of the original PSP group with us.
I know I missed it a little bit earlier in the chat, but one of our Damn It Spock, I know here we go. Speaking of, which is unfortunate because a lot of them passed away, but is this something considering at all as well, or is this too, Babylon 5? Okay.
Worst part about my job is what I can't say.
No, yeah, of course.
You got my facial reaction.
I mean, look, because a lot of people don't have. Look, I was just gonna say that, dude, because like most people in the 1/6 scale do not have a poker face. So I got a full screen. You admit it. Okay, no, I don't know.
we're trying, very trying. But yeah, that's another one that's kind of been like, why is there no Babylon 5 stuff?
I've been for years. I've been saying like Battlestar, Babylon 5, Stargate, Atlantis, Farscape.
We will,
and maybe I'm alone in that, but
our only rule is if somebody else is doing it and we're not going to step on their toes. There's plenty of room in this business. We maybe naively like to play well with others, and we've got lots of friends. We consider the XO6 guys as great personal friends.
Yeah.
If someone else is already doing it, leave them, stay in their lane. And likewise, one of the problems we face with licensing right now is the licensor wants to make as much money as possible.
Sure.
And so they will gladly license out the same thing to 5 different people. And it's kind of like the Lord of the Flies. They're like, you can all have it. Then the first one to get it to market wins, which is a terrible strategy because everybody loses.
That's a lot of like Warner Brothers stuff. Everybody's doing Dark Knight or
and
PBS.
It's great if there's the market, but I guess Batman can hold it, but you can't have more than one person doing some of these things. Even the big
I agree.
Star Trek. If you had 2 people doing Star Trek, it would be a disaster.
Yeah.
Because it would just be competing, and it confuses them. Can I curse on this?
Of course, you say whatever the fuck you want.
Out of customers.
Right? Yeah. No, 100%. Like, no, we gotta keep it real here. So yeah, it does.
Then one other little caveat, unfortunately, because I just saw that pop up. The only people we don't manage to play very well with is the mouse at the moment. They're kind of, it's like being in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
And we've done it, and I'm not ready to get punched on a daily basis. So
understandable. I
that one for the moment, it just I can't. My life, I haven't got enough energy left in me to go and fight that battle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, this is something. I mean, I'm not alone in this, and you're not alone either. Barry is just a fan of things, but like in the sense that a lot of people have been wanting a lot of these different IPs.
Like I said,
so
I went and approached them fully expecting to be told, oh no, this has been done, or you can't have this, and to be told, I think there's only one of the IPs we went for that we were told, yeah, can't do that right now. Every single one of them, they were like, yeah, sure.
Right, you're like, whoa, really?
We're like, yeah, that was my reaction was maybe a bit more coarse than that, but it was like,
well, sure, but
yeah.
Well, let me ask you this if I can, because okay, so you're doing classic, BSG, of course, and modern, but you have Dirk Benedict there. You showed off some other coming soon that maybe we can talk about, maybe not a little later. But
I was
shocked to see like Miami Vice and Airwolf, and I've been wanting Miami Vice, people know for years. But would that also throw in the A-Team?
Watch this space. The A-Team is a little more complex. And there is specifically one character who I absolutely want to do before I die, and he has his own whole brand that is separate to the A-Team. So you have to do both. So
like
that
Mr. T?
one's a little more. Yeah, that's a little more.
I need a Mr. T. I need a BA Baracus, bro.
I mean, right? Like, I mean, I'm getting. Look, you can't see them.
Right. The Cherokee and the jewelry and the overall. I would love.
It's not happening today. I'm trying, but it's kind of a little bit of that's a crack. I've got to get myself in and then drive a wedge in and break the crack open.
Sure, of course. So
yeah. I'm not going to do a Mr. T impression. I can't do that looking like this. I'll be cancelled instantly. But
you do every
Miami Vice,
here, bro.
Yes, Miami Vice is a personal favorite of mine. The 12-year-old me may have wanted to be Don Johnson. I think
who didn't?
Every 12-year-old want to be Don Johnson.
Look, I mean, everybody. It's all Crockett and Tubbs, man.
Yeah, I had way
and Castile, but like Crockett and Tubbs was everything. So
here is the question, and I do have this kind of internal battle. It's got to be Crockett and Tubbs at the same time, right? Because I think it does.
or
one
with,
out and let people have a breather and then do the other one.
I mean, if you're keeping the price point in that 200 to 300 range, drop Crockett and Tubbs.
Right.
Fuck it. Because you're not going to win one of the
accessory is going to have to be the alligator Elvis.
You have to have Elvis. You have to have it now. So
one to one.
Let's do it. I mean, how cool! And that makes sure he's got a clock ticking in his stomach. No. With that though, because I was wondering too, because you guys do amazing starships, of course. So you're not out of the realm of making large items. So when I saw these IPs, I wasn't thinking figures at first. So do you have any plans, or is this completely off the table for vehicles?
In 1/6 scale, no. only because there's somebody who's really good at it and they do a really good job.
Sure.
And we kind of, let them do their thing, but never say never. We
Right.
are doing some vehicles in the 3 3/4 inch scale, and I are going to get shouted at because the boss hates it when I call them play sets, but let's call them what they are. They're play sets for big kids like us who do actually want to play with our figures. So you will see that 1/6, not today. Oh, God, I would love to do an Orca, but man, that would be great. Like I said, don't leave me unsupervised.
No. Well,
I gotta pay for all this stuff. That's the problem.
And that's why I wasn't sure, because you had Knight Rider and Airwolf, and here I'm thinking like helicopters and cars.
Yes, but probably not at 1/6 scale, because an Airwolf helicopter at 1/6 would have to
it'd be huge.
It would 7.5, 8 feet long.
Yeah.
With rotor blades, but yes, in other scales.
Okay.
Eagle-eyed viewers at Star Trek Las Vegas may have seen a prototype that I was hiding on the booth.
Oh.
That was left out on the side for too long.
Dude, well, hey, that's cool. Sneak peek. Because I know, like, and I brought this up. I brought the photo up before, but like, they're basically this, like with the Colonial Vipers and stuff.
Yeah.
This is likely for now where you're going scale wise.
Yeah, we have to do that one because that was. I was the kid who Mattel did us a brilliant line of action figures, but we never got we wanted the Viper to go with our X-Wing, and we never got it. And we got the little one, which was cool, but it wasn't good enough. We wanted the one you can put figures in, and there needed to be a trench run with a Viper and an X-Wing in my head, and so it's great. It's great to be able to do that and finally do it. But then you do run into these economies of scale, because the next vehicle in that line has to be the Cylon Raider. And in scale with each other, a Cylon Raider is enormous.
Dude, I know.
It's a 3-person thing. So we're trying to the X-Wing that we all loved from Hasbro is not 1-to-1 scale accurate to the film, but it's good enough. And so can we bring that toy aesthetic, and you'll see that Viper isn't 100% accurate. For a start, we learned that you can't get the character's shoulders through the canopy, because in the show the canopy lifts up and you put the person climbs in like you would in a fighter plane, but you can't make a toy like that. You have to do it a little bit more practically, and something, the hinges on a canopy that go up and down will break in you always have to make adjustments that fit in this ecosystem that we're in. I mean, it's not fit the box to some extent. So will the Cylon Raider have room for all 3 pilots? Yes. Will one of them maybe just be a torso that you can't take out? Maybe. Again, we'll see. It's see how far you can push it. What does it do to the cost price? And if you end up making that thing that only appeals to 1% of the audience, that costs so much money that only millionaires can afford it, then why bother? Because it's frustrating and annoying to people.
It's out of their price range. I mean, it's just not gonna.
Us mere mortals can't have one, so it's
dude, that's how I feel about the starships. As much as I love them, I'm like, I can't get those ships, but I want them so bad. Because they're beautiful. But
I just saw Amir's comment. At the moment, no, we cannot do costumes. We do not have the rights for costumes. We only have prop replicas, and there is a very distinct difference. Bizarrely, it's the reason we can't do holsters, because holsters are considered part of wardrobe.
Oh, wow.
Wardrobe is a separate license. Props are considered props, and again, semantic weird argument. It just means they can sell the license to 2 different people, and at the moment it's not something that we're going to get into.
Okay.
Imagine the tariff on a Viper.
No, right? Well, and we've said this a lot. I mean, it's very.
We don't have to imagine them. They're real, unfortunately.
They're real, no, but like
when
people, because a lot of us collect vehicles. I mean, we have cars, and cars are one thing, and those cars themselves are pretty big. And we always kind of joke about it in the community and stuff, because people are like, I want a 6-scale X-Wing, I want a 6-scale TIE fighter, and ships are huge. So I get that.
Played around with that. I mean, just when they show off their sort of one-offs, or even just the guys that do the Millennium Falcon cockpit. It's just the cockpit. It isn't even the whole cockpit. It's just
right.
like,
It's big.
It's big. I mean,
yeah.
Where do you put these things? Right behind you there is the evidence. And I mean, look, you can't really see, but there's shit everywhere in my office.
Yeah.
And you do
have where do we put it?
There is a point at which style over content becomes. Did we learn nothing from Toy Story 2? If we leave our toys in boxes and don't take them out, they grow evil, and it's bad for them. They have to be displayed and taken out.
Right. It's so hard.
Boomer, don't worry, Boomer's not going to be forgotten. He's coming.
Yeah. Wow. It is crazy, but so I appreciate the 12 scale, because obviously you can, they're a bit more manageable. But speaking on the 12 scale, before I move on from that, will you also be doing the reboot Battlestar in 12th as well, or we?
Maybe.
Okay.
Again, the purpose behind the Battlestar was to give us the vehicles we never got as kids. Mm-hmm. There was no vehicle for a classic, but yes, logic would dictate that you could do it. But let's get classic out the way first.
Sure. Yeah. I just meant like maybe like the new Cylon Raiders or Scar, or
they're a lot easier. The Battlestar,
or even the Battlestar, or like the modern Pegasus, or
And you can, just purely construction wise, I mean, Apogee did a fantastic job on the 78 models, but they were the Star Wars style. They were made up of found objects from the universe, and that becomes infinitely more complicated to reproduce when you're doing it on commercial scale, because you have to sit down and identify all those model parts, which in some cases are either impossible to get or have become so valuable in themselves that they're almost like antiques. So you've got to draw a line. But the modern productions, we also have the beautiful benefit of 3D modeling that tends to be provided by the studio. As far as assets for classic Battlestar Galactica, there ain't any. They don't have anything. They don't even have. I've had to go out to the community, and I've had to go out and try and beg people who own these things to share, because if you spent more money than most of it, like house money on a prop, you don't want to show it off. You're going to keep it.
Sure, of course.
You don't want some idiot coming and scanning your model. but
you're like, hey, get away from me.
Usually manage to persuade them to let me eventually.
Right.
But I want to do a studio scale Galactica, which is a beast of a thing. And as yet, I haven't found a model maker brave enough to take the project on.
That would be huge.
Because that's that's like a 6-pack of cigarettes and stay up all night and drink way too much liquor project.
I'm with you. That is insane.
A bit like a Star Destroyer. It can be done.
Yeah.
You've got to be brave to take that one on.
But they're so badass.
Open casting call, folks, to model makers. If you can make me Galacticas, call me.
You hear it? It's insane. It is insane. But Rockamon, Chris, thanks, dude, for the 5, man. Says help me fill the gaps in my collection. Kevin Sorbo, Hercules, Dennis Quaid, Enemy Mines, Jim Carrey, Fire Marshal Bill, Flight of the Navigator. Shit, dude, thanks, buddy.
I love that movie.
Listen, I know even if there is stuff that you on the radar that you can't talk about, we won't really know, right? But like,
Miami Vice,
there's possibilities.
There might be a certain other gentleman who drives a talking car. Other
than Knight Rider with Kit?
Just Kit, yeah.
Okay. Well, because I saw that, so I wasn't sure. Those coming soon pictures.
They're already being worked on.
That's all 6 scale.
Yeah,
then.
They're all 6. Well, actually, no, they're not all 6 scale.
Oh, okay.
Multiple scales on those. Yeah, there's a few others too. Let me see how many's on this list. Boy, oh boy, my potentials list is 46 properties.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm not making 46 1 scale figures. I can't do it. I'll die. But we have a hell of a, courtesy of our friends at Universal, who are awesome. Shout out to those guys. We have a hell of a runway to go at. So just watch me fumble the ball, but we've been given like an open end to the goal, and just
go, just do it.
Lots and lots. Oh God, Enemy Mine. See, now I wish I hadn't read these comments, because now
I know we got a lot of good ones, and
want them all.
And I think Terry Metalis, I think he's doing a new Enemy Mine as well.
Yeah, it's a reboot or a prequel or I think like an expansion of the universe. I don't really know.
I don't know the details yet. I just remember him saying that that's something. So
yeah,
that would be really cool. 12 scale Airwolf. I don't know. I mean, if you're going into 12, for vehicles, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like I said, eagle-eyed people may have seen or may not have seen something very similar to that. Around our phone.
But hey, listen, the Mummy though. I thought that was cool that you had the IP.
The Mummy was one of those ones that we had assumed that there was something wrong with there's nothing. I mean, short of a bit of publishing and a few. And even when the movies came out, there was nothing. And then that was the one that kind of opened the floodgates. And we said, "Hey, the Mummy," and they went, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And we were like, "Huh?"
Right? You're like, really? We're good.
And they said nobody's asked us for a long time. So
that's a shock.
And the Mummy is a brilliant one. Rick he was.
Oh, we have something right here to show. Okay.
Yeah, we got Rick, and we center him on this terrible lighting. That's not going to do him any favors. Costume on this one, epic, really complex, way more than it actually looked. This is all actual pleather. It's not the nasty leather that strips. It's in fact, hold on, I tell a lie, it's real leather.
Real leather.
The accessories on this one are great, and he's an awesome character. I'm going to get told off for pointing a gun at the screen now.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Range safety.
Anything we want here on this channel.
The safety's on. Rick's good. He knows. Yeah, look, Rick's not got his finger on the safety, so we're good. But yeah, the Mummy is awesome. So we'll start with Rick, and we'll do more. We've got some props from the Mummy, Book of the Dead, which I'm not going to pick up because it weighs so much. I'll probably give myself a hernia.
No, that's really awesome.
By, Michael Curry at Props to History. He's done an awesome job on that, and it will function. It will do. In fact, the 1.6 will come with a tiny. I'm going to grab it.
Oh yeah, go ahead and grab it, and we'll see what he's got. That's awesome. Being able to get these IPs for us. Yeah, let's see what we got here. I'll bring it back in.
My new favorite silly thing here. So you got this in scale with Rick. Obviously, you can see how big it is. It's like 1.5 inches by 2.
Oh wow! Look, yeah.
But it actually functions. It does have a key that you can put on the front, and then you can actually open it up, and it does have pages, and they are all detailed out with screen accurate pages from the film. So you get your own little teeny weeny Book of the Dead with Rick. That's
awesome. Well, like you said, accessories are key.
Yeah,
in 6 scale.
But they give you, we have this discussion with licensors, and they say, well, what do people do with them? And we said they display them, and then do they keep them in the same pose? No, they go in every week and change the pose and put this. It's like a shop window.
A lot of them. Well, I don't want to say all, of course, but I know what you mean. A lot of them aren't maybe too versed in 6 scale, so that to them
they're not aware of. They know categories, so they laughably this one tends to get lumped in with dolls, which and now I'm going to get shot, but yeah, that's how they perceive them. And doll collectors tend to be people who keep these things either static or they put
in the packaging
in the packet,
right?
And trying to explain to licensors that a 1/6 figure is not a Barbie is kind of you sit there wondering, am I having this conversation as an adult man of 53 years old? Is it very weird conversation to have?
Well, but they don't understand, like, hey, listen, these are articulated, the customers want to pose them and show off the accessories that are from that IP.
And I will say many licensors are like, oh yeah, I know that I've got Hot Toys, and they run off camera and they bring one back and they look, see, I've got one. So we're out there, all of us. We're not alone. It's no longer. We can all be out and proud collectors. We don't have to hide it anymore.
Right, that's just awesome. But real quick, if I can, Jason's Track, dude, long time channel member, 38 months, dude. Thank you so much. He buys a lot of your props too, so he's wondering, is there a timeline on when the Klingon props will go for pre-order?
As soon as I get my arse in gear and make it all work. So yes, this side of the holidays, the first one that will go up probably going to be now I've said this, I'm going to curse it. It will either be the Klingon communicator or the Krug signature series disruptor from Star Trek 3, but imminently. Just to get off complete topic here, we're not talking about 1/6. one of the things we're going to do, and this will apply to 162, because of all the problems with tariffs and because of all the problems with what's going on in the world, anything we put up for pre-order now, there won't be a long wait. It will either be in our warehouse, so it will say up for pre-order and shipping now, or it will say shipping in 2 weeks because the boat has an arrival date and we know physically when it's going to be here. But we're not going to do what we did in the past. It's difficult for us because it means we have to extend the risk and buy the product without really knowing how many people want it.
Sure.
But you can't do, making people wait a year for a tricorder is frankly bullshit, and it wasn't something we wanted to do. We don't want to wait either because, like I said, that's how we pay the mortgage. So the problem is the world, you plan everything and then the arse falls out of the world and you go, oh, crap.
Right, what you do at this point,
rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic on a constant basis.
Yeah.
So
no, I understand.
The timings, we do hear you. We are equally frustrated. So right now it's all a little bit vague, but what you will get is a much more up for pre-order shipping. One and done. Because it sucks to have to wait for this stuff.
No, yeah, good to know. And you know me as well. I love TNG. I mean, I like all Trek, but TNG especially is my jam. So, and I remember
there's lots coming. We've got a multi-year plan. People will be bored of us before they get sick of the props. We won't run out of props.
No, and look, when we were in Vegas last year, right? That's when we were showcasing the medical tricorder TNG, and that is. I know Jason just recently got that, and it
took us a year, which it shouldn't have done, but we got there in the end. But there were many. It's not like herding cats, but my job is predominantly solving all the problems and crises that occur in the production of a product that you do everything you can to ameliorate, and they happen anyway.
Well, yeah, some things are just out of your control. I mean, we don't
out of your control or just random, or at the end of the day, all these things, even if you're making 500 to 1,000, it's a boutique artisanal thing.
Yes.
If I wanted to make 10,000 of something, it's actually easier because there are way more people. We have to, a lot of the time, beg people to take our projects on because they're like, it's a lot of work and it's not really worth it. And what factories want is repeat orders. They want to make something and then they want to make another 5,000 of them every 6 months forever.
Right, so they can just keep churning out
and they can train. You train a whole production line of people to paint Rick O'Connell's eyebrows, and then give them Starbucks Languitron the week after that. It's the same skill, but it's not the same. And so it's hard sometimes to get people to take these projects on because they just look at it and they go, it's not worth our effort.
Well, right, because they're getting used to working on a certain thing, and then all of a sudden it's a new project, and it's a new project, and so on and so forth, which I totally get. 16 says, please try for Alec Baldwin's The Shadow. And also Rockamon Chris again for 5, dude. Thanks so much, brother. He says, last one, 6-skill Falcor from Neverending Story. Willing to do strange feat stuff if that's what it takes.
Then I'll have to do a Treo in the Swamp of Sadness, and then we'll cry.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, that's stuff people love. I know a lot of people are asking like Goonies, and Jurassic Park is a big one. Jurassic Park's a huge one. I gotta just kind of look. I'm just looking at what you have in the background.
No. Did I hide all the drug? No, yeah. We hear you. Yes, we hear you.
We hear you. Okay. That
there was some pain left in the community due to an unfulfilled project, and so we're kind of waiting for that pain to subside a tiny little bit.
Breaks my heart. I remember.
And they were awesome products, awesome people, but this is, I've been doing this 15 years. It ain't easy, and everybody thinks it's easy. Everybody says I can do that.
Right, but no, I know. That's why I respect everybody who's in the industry, man, because there's a lot of.
We're all broken, and we do it because we're broken.
Yes, yeah, totally. No thanks on the swamp of childhood trauma, which is funny. So
you could rescue the horse. See, think of that. You could
recreate an alternate story. So
oh my, somebody is paying attention to what's
somebody,
in the background.
I'm telling you, people will do it. People will do it. You can have something there that's not supposed to be
You would
there.
not believe the amount of times I've done that.
Yeah, me too. A lot of people. I'm like, what you got back there, man? What you got?
You can't quite see my little 1/6 collection of
But you've
Monty
got
Monty Python characters. They're out of camera shot, but they're there.
Yeah.
I think our whole gang is there. I think there they are.
Hey, but I like. Oh, there you go. Yeah, but I mean, I like the setup, man. You got all sorts of stuff there.
My 12-year-old me would have loved my office, and I do realize it's kind of fun to do this for a living.
Well, of course. I mean, I think that's why we're in what we're in.
Pete's having a real job anyway.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Wow, that
my
is
bank manager wouldn't agree, but
well, maybe not, but it's so fun to be able to have this stuff. So I mean,
right?
And I appreciate everybody who's doing it. So I was, like I said, I'm excited that you guys are getting.
We're excited to be in it, and I have to say, I was genuinely kind of expecting a whole, you don't know what you're doing, fuck you, and everybody has been incredibly positive, and it really helps me because this stuff does cost money, and we have an owner who invests his money, and I come to him and go, I've got this great idea, and it's going to be amazing, and he's like, yeah, sure. And when everybody comes along and says, actually, yeah, it is a great idea, it really helps. So yeah,
sure, of course,
100% positivity from the 1/6 community was a shock. I was expecting, and okay, once we deliver the product, then people can pull it to pieces, but it was really nice to get such a positive kind of go for it, and we're really excited. From we've been in the business 15 years, but most people don't know us from Adam in that sector, and so that was genuinely no BS, that helps lift your spirits on the 6th day of Comic-Con when you can't feel your legs, and you're starting to lose the will to live, and then you're like, actually, okay, there are other like-minded lunatics out there like me. It's okay, we're all good.
And that's the thing, right? So you're there all week, San Diego.
All week, San Diego.
Did you have a lot of people? I mean, it's just, I guess it's a guesstimate, but through the course of the whole event, do the majority of visitors coming to the booth inquire about 6 scale more than anything, or
this year there were a lot? It's a real mixed bag because you've got we've got everything from $5 keychains to $25,000 starships, so it really does cover. I
mean, the starships are definitely an eye catcher. Like, holy shit.
So it was interesting to capture a whole new audience who were like, wait, you guys don't make figures. Oh, you do, and you've got the and so that's awesome because it does bring people in, because there is so much going on in our business in collectibles. Gone are the days when there were like 2 guys doing this. There's like 100 people doing it, and everybody's been shouted at, and they've been bombarded with information, and there's how many releases come out in a week. My god, it's overwhelming sometimes. So to be able to rise up above that noise and have people come by and go, nice work, and that was kind of awesome. But yeah, it was fun to be the attractive girl at the prom for once, and not the toothless hunchback that they keep in the corner. Shout out to the hunchbacks. I consider myself
shout out to the hunchback. No, listen, but that's the other thing, like you mentioned, when all of the 6 scale, speaking of the 6 scale world, like when all the companies are kind of doing their own thing, they all do really, I think, for the most part, rally behind each other.
Yeah, that was also interesting. Several people came by who, you would consider competitors to just, see what are these people doing, and they were also very friendly, and we made some new friends, and that's cool too, because we are all in the same business. We are all we're all doing it together for the same audience, which is a fairly small audience. I mean, at the end of the day,
yeah, we are a niche market for sure.
A niche market compared to, when you go to licensee summits and you've got the guys there selling, $5 million worth of string cheese, and it kind of makes you feel a little pathetic.
Right? No,
you go, how much string cheese? What?
Hey, I live off string cheese, man. People know that shit about me because this is not a cheap hobby.
You don't think, like, when you get, what was that? It was a fruit that they licensed recently, and it had stickers on it for, I think it was a Marvel movie. It was like, I don't know, Avengers tangerines. And I was like, and then you find out how many Avengers tangerines they sell, and you're like, whoa.
You're like, okay, I guess, yeah. I mean, cheese. Real quick, again, Christy, thank you so much for the 5 again, my friend. How difficult is it to get the hook license? That's a deep well.
Don't know. Actually, we did play with that years ago for the props. Couldn't make it work, but I don't know. I will put it on my list.
Okay. All right, fair. Well, thank you, Chris. I mean, because everybody's got a lot of suggestions. And guys, if you're tuning in again now, I do have a poll going. We're already at 60 votes of what IP you're most excited for. And Battlestar's in the lead, 48%.
Whoa.
So far. Yeah, with 30% on Jaws and 23 on The Mummy. So if you guys are tuning in,
we must have.
Cast your vote. Let me know. Because, well, you're right. Battlestar is huge.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, it is. And it never really went away without, as I say, Ron Moore did a fantastic job. The reboot was awesome. It changed it. But the old one just somehow, I mean, and it's not on reruns. It's not on, it's just, I guess, VHS tapes and DVDs. Someone's going to tell me it is on a rerun, but I can't remember the last time I turned on and found Battlestar.
No, like on the air, I don't think so. Yeah, it may be on like Peacock for streaming.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
But yeah, nothing on, I don't even know if anything's on the air. I haven't turned on a television in years, but you know what I mean, broadcast anyway, or cable. But yeah, I mean the generation's still there. I mean, you know, it's not.
So here's even a original question for the audience. So Battlestar 1980, we don't talk too much about, but the flying motorbikes were pretty awesome.
They were cool. They were. But that's like how we don't talk about the Star Wars Christmas special.
Yeah, but then again, it got its moment in the sun eventually. It was the guilty pleasure for so many of us for years, and then finally it kind of got embraced. And yeah, there was a B. Arthur action figure. I never thought that would happen.
Yeah. Right. Jason, though, dude, thank you so much again for the 5. We actually did talk about this earlier.
Yes.
But if they sell well, then Cylon's coming. But yeah,
well, no, Cylons are already in development. So the launch wave will be Starbuck, Apollo, and then immediately followed by Cylon and Cylon Commander.
Sweet. I can't wait. Force, my man, can we get the Jesus looking version of Gaius from Ronald Moore? Yeah, he loves Force, and I watched all of Battlestar. So
yeah, if we do that, I'm gonna call it that, and I'm gonna credit Force for the inspiration. No, I can't put that. I'll get
that would be great. Jesus Gaius, no more Mr. Nice Gaius. It's so good though. I mean, like, that's what I'm excited for. I mean, I'm excited for the 70s as well, but the new one.
Well, and then you sit and you think new, but then remember the new one is 2020.
I feel bad. I know, right? Because I tell people that I'm like, that's not that old, guys. You got to watch this show. And then I load it up and I'm like, oh yeah, it's 2003.
They had like a small reunion of characters from the show at Star Trek, and
I saw that. Like Trish Shanhofer was there, and Mary McDonald, and
then you go 20 anniversary. Oh my god! Like, where did 20 years go? Like, gone.
Dude, it was the 30th fucking Voyager anniversary panel. I was like, it's been 30 years since Voyager aired. I'm like, holy shit.
And it was like, no, that went off air last week. And the 50th anniversary of Jaws, which I'm pretty sure I watched in the movies like 2 weeks ago, but I was obviously not 2 weeks ago, but I feel I was.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, and then we were talking about that amongst us too.
Comment of the day, right there.
Hell yeah. We don't talk about the 80s unless it's all about yeah. No, we were talking about that a lot in our community. Like now, especially, you know, everybody says something like, for the point of Jaws. Hey, it's the 50th anniversary. Well, but now we're
anniversary of Star
that's what I'm saying. Everything has these. I'm like, hey guys, get ready because everything is, you know, Aliens is next year. You know, we had Goonies, Ghostbusters, Beverly Hills. I mean, like we're all there. It's all. I mean, we're getting old.
Talking about BSG for almost an hour, and no one's mentioned the Daggett yet. I'm bitterly disappointed.
Whoa. I think maybe one person may have. I may have missed it. I may have missed it because sometimes it's. I can't scroll
down with the Daggets with this.
Well, the question is, are you down?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know, like, as far as, you know, stuff coming, things like that. You know, I don't know. I love
that. That was my favorite thing, but they had to get rid of it because the chimpanzee that wore the outfit didn't behave.
Still really cool. The Mummy, obviously, really cool. Do you have anything else that you can show, or?
Did we show Quint yet?
I don't think we have.
Quint And Quint is the first one. We've actually got full sign-off and approval from the family. They were amazing to deal with. And again, please, this lighting is not conducive to these figures.
No.
Hardly flattering, but he's an amazing likeness. Robert Shaw's estate were really, really cool to deal with. And literally talking to them while they're one of them's on the set of the play that they're doing, which is the script reading of Jaws. But yeah, he's really cool, and his accessories are awesome. His costume is fantastic. Again, Blue and the team did a fabulous job on this one. And he is this skin textured. All the figures we're going to do are going to be done out of this soft touch. I'm going to call it silicone and get the name wrong, but it's a soft PVC material that you can then tint, which gives you a much more human skin-like look rather than the pancake makeup kind of look if you just paint, gray outputs. So yeah,
Okay.
he's good. We just got to get Hooper finished, but I'm really quite proud of him. He's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Sculptor did an awesome job, and the costume, everything, and he's got some wicked accessories.
That you have on hand, or
yeah, great fun. Yeah, not all approved, but
fair enough.
Let me see what I can find. Let me see.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if we'll see what we can get when we can get it, right, guys? So we'll take a peek here. Let's see. I mean, I don't know. I mean, but again, everything that you're showing too right now is also early development prototypes.
Yeah. I mean, you've got your classic. Man, this isn't going to show on camera, is it? I was going to show you the tiny little beer can, but it's so small that it's not even worth showing.
Okay.
I will show you my favorite accessory. Is anybody eating? Hopefully not.
All right.
The chum bucket and chum pan, which is a frying pan with
look at that,
with herring in it. And again, my camera's not going to do this justice, but the chum bucket itself is full of chum.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. No, that's sweet.
That's my favorite one.
Okay, but some of these are like are still like under like pending approval, or
that one's good.
Okay.
It's actually some of the weapons. Weapons are always a challenge, and then we are going to have. I mentioned earlier we're not going to have interchangeable heads, but we will have interchangeable hair pieces. So there will be the helmet, the ball cap comes off, and then we have with a hidden seam. There is a hair piece with a bandana, so you'll be able to do the bandana, the ball cap, and the just naked hair look. So you'll have 3 looks with one head, and then the pieces are removable along the hairline, so you can pull them out.
Okay.
This is Hooper's hair, but it gives you an idea of how. So when they're in place, they don't look. There's no seam.
I see. Right, it'll cover up like the whole scalp area and everything.
Yeah. We want it. They look kind of scary when you pull the hair off, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Let me show you Quint's hair, and you can have an idea of that.
Sure. I mean, I love all these sneak peeks. Everybody's
It's Quint's bandana hairpiece, so you can see how it's done, and then it will sit on the top and look relatively seamless because you've got to have him with his bandana.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
Yeah, a bunch of accessories, the beer cans, the weapons are the ones at the moment where here's the 2 side by side. So you got the bandana hair and the hair bandana-less hair. Oh wow. The camera.
Yeah, no, we can totally see. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that it's just working its way through approvals, getting all of that done, getting it all complete, and then we'll move into production, and then we will start giving people some actual firm dates.
That will be awesome, dude. I know a lot of people are excited. Hoth's hometown hero, though, man. For 2, dude, thanks so much, man. So excited.
Mummy's awesome. The
Mummy
for him are cool as well.
Yeah, that's gonna be
like the vintage weapons, like a 1923 French.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'll bring this up for those who haven't seen before. Look at that.
I'm trying to give you a close up of the weapons, but they're really cool. And other characters from the Mummy will follow. We've talked about Arnold Vosloo. He seems to be like the main one. We can't do everybody. They don't have likeness rights for everyone. But if anybody's got any suggestions on other characters, then we'll. Wow, that's high praise to be included along with Caustic Plastic. Wow.
Yeah, well, you guys are all doing great stuff and great IPs, and this is what people look. I'm not saying that people aren't buying Marvel and Star Wars and DC. It's just for a long time that's what it is, and an occasional, you know, one-off here and there.
I mean, it becomes an economy of scale thing. You know, we're a little bit of an upstart, so we can move efficiently. We're small, but you know, the big guys, they can't make something. They can only make 300 pieces of. It's just not
sure,
worth
of course,
it for them.
of course. But just having those options are awesome. Johnny's wondering if you could share anything about Airwolf.
Airwolf, we're going to be doing at 1/6 scale, so you'll get Michael Vincent as a pilot. We're going to also be doing it at action figure scale and potentially a vehicle. The scale of the vehicle is as yet undetermined because it's a big beast of a thing, and we've got to make it practical, and it's got to be workable at a price point. But yes, all of the above. We will also do the rest of the team, Bonnie, but we do have to get some likeness approvals on those, and some of them are people who are long deceased, so the approvals take a significant amount of time because you have to go to estates, and in some cases lawyers who are looking after estates that nobody's asked them a question in 25 years, and so they have to get a book
so
out,
they don't may not be familiar.
and work out what the quite literally sometimes
right. But Charlie,
many people approaching the Ernest Baldwin estate for figures, I can tell you that.
No, there's some not, and that's a good point that Charlie was wondering that why you chose Jaws, or was it because it was like easy, or is it something you wanted to do?
Love the movie, always have, quote it regularly. You can't see them, but I have props on my wall. And that's one of the ones where I could swear that somebody announced they were going to do 12-inch Jaws and showed them off. So I was like, Jaws is spoken for. And the folks at Universal were like, no, it isn't. So I was like, yes, please. Right.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that's awesome. So, because that's why I wasn't sure either. And I would assume for the most part, the IPs that you're going to produce, there are IPs that you guys are fans of and wanted not just.
We will not do anything. Wow, it's going to be a bit colorful, but people can smell a bullshitter a mile off, and I won't pretend to be a fan of something if we're not. So it just doesn't work. You're just an actor at that point, and there's nothing wrong with actors. I'm not suggesting they're that. You're just acting, and you play acting. And with this stuff, nobody needs this stuff. It's not, we can't eat this stuff. We can't live off of it. We do it because we love it. And if you don't truly love the thing, why would you? Why? I mean,
no, not in this business. This isn't just a standard. You go to 9 to 5, clock in. This is a passion project.
You can't just. It's not we call it logo slapping in the business. So you just get the logo and you slap it on. Great.
Sure.
There's nothing in that, and it becomes depressing and soulless. And why? So every license we have is something. In factory, myself and Tommy do the product development. If it's a brand I love, I develop it. If it's a brand he loves, he develops it. And then the whole thing is overarched by Jordan, our CEO and president, who stands there and just allows us to indulge our insanity.
No, and that's good
really
to hear.
With all the top secret questions here, isn't it?
I know another Buck Rogers.
Love Buck Rogers. It's a little tricky at the moment. It's something we are investigating, and now I've said that, one of the big guys is going to jump in and offer 10 times more money and steal it from me. That's why I don't like talking about this stuff, because that's exactly what happens at the end of the day. This is a bidding war, and you have to pay money in advance for the rights to these things. So the trick is to pretend you don't want something.
Well, then you should have started by saying, fuck Buck Rogers, man.
But I could be lying.
You could be, but
faint.
I'm trying, I'm looking, I'm trying to see if it's there, but no, I get it. Like maybe
to make it happen. Please make Buck Rogers happen.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Listen, 12-inch dude, thank you again for the 5, brother. Some things we've already talked about here. Besides, hello, community collectors. Any chance of Colonial Viper silent ship and 1/6? Likely not, right?
No, too big. Too big.
And no chance for Brody.
Somebody did a fantastic Robotech cockpit, and it's just the cockpit, and it's 1/6, but it's awesome. That may be for a Viper, but a 1/6 Viper would be. We could do it. But man, the spousal approval factor on that one's going to be like minus.
Yeah. That's like when Hot Toys showed off the damn N1 Starfighter, right? That Naboo starfighter. It's like 6 feet long. Like,
I remember years ago when I worked for Master Replicas, when we did the Millennium Falcon, the studio scale was like 4 foot across, and the it's like handing a kid candy and then pulling it away from them because everybody wanted it, and then most people were like, "Where the fuck am I going to put that?"
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, you know, like Jazz Inc. made the 89 Batwing, and it's beautiful. But I was like, I can't fit a Batwing. Where the fuck am I gonna put this?
3 of their cars fills up a whole wall in your collecting room. I mean,
dude,
for those of us that don't live in palaces and have 10,000 square foot basements, it's like, where the hell do you put all this stuff? And you can't enjoy it. Like, it drives me nuts that I've got things in boxes that I have no home for because I can't put them out.
Yeah,
damn it!
And that's
you hate them almost because you resent the fact that you can't put it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit like art, you know, people who have art and they rotate it on their walls, but some of it never gets seen, and it's kind of depressing that the art just sits in a vault somewhere and nobody gets to look at it.
I feel you, because I have quite a few vehicles, 6-scale vehicles, and I was like, okay, now I don't have room for figures. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't have that much space.
When people come, you know, I meet a lot of people in this business, and they'll always tell me about their collections, and I judge them by how many storage units they have. It's not how much they display; it's how many storage
do you
units have they filled up and moved on to the next one.
It happens. I had storage too for quite a while. It's like, dude, like, what happens? You run out of space, because we love all of this stuff.
Makes for very interesting episodes of Storage Wars, that's for sure.
It does. I got a couple little questions. This is actually kind of interesting. I'm curious too. Have you seen Alien Earth yet?
Yeah, I watched it last night.
Okay.
I thought it was fucking brilliant.
So did I. Yeah, we watched
2 seconds in, I was like, I'm hooked.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, so far it's.
I vividly remember watching the original Alien, and I must have been, oh Christ, way inappropriate. I was like 8. No, yeah.
Dude, I was 7, and when I saw Predator in the theater,
and I loved it. I saw it, but from that opening shot, it was confusing. It's definitely a show you have to pay attention to. My wife usually looks at an iPad or a TV or a phone while she's watching the TV, and I knew it was good because within 10 minutes she put the phone down. Because it's not a show
that just catches her.
You take your eyes off the screen for 1 minute, and you're like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
That was refreshing. I mean, it takes some skill to take a franchise that has been kind of hoard out to make something truly like, whoa, okay.
Dude, you are not wrong, man. It's been a little bit of a segue, you know, off topic, but like, it's been a little heartbreaking, man, for me with Alien and Predator and Terminator, and it was like you had these great IPs, and I was like, here comes another fucking sequel. And you know, and now we're maybe turning a new leaf, maybe.
Yeah, they were starting to become like, you know, wrestling. It was just formulaic, and it was like, we're just going to put villain du jour into script du jour. But that was like, okay, wow.
Yeah,
so I can't wait. Is it August 25th, the next episode? I'm like, okay, what's going to happen next?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's going to be a total of 8 episodes. The 2 premiered, so we have 6 more. And I think it ends September 24th.
Can't wait.
So we're
every week. I can't decide whether to wait and watch them all at once in like an orgy, or do them every week. I can't
I thought about it too. I was just gonna try to binge it, but then I was like, well, we were watching like with friends online, like watch party stuff. So then I was like, you know, it's been a while since I've been excited for a show like weekly, to where I'm like, I can watch with friends. So
it didn't. So many things in our genre space talk down to us. They're like, and here is the plot device.
Right, too much exposition and like, yeah.
There's applause. They didn't tell you much. They left it. There was almost no supposition. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was like, I want to know more. I'm hungry for more. I want to know what's going to happen. I'm already invested in these people who half of them are already dead. But I want to know more.
I want to know more. I do too. Yeah, so I'm glad. I figured you'd probably be into it too, man.
Sorry, spoiler alert there for anybody who hasn't seen it.
Right, some of them may not be there. Shiny though.
One thing that they did, which I have to applaud, heavy on the gore. It was definitely a hard R, and this is on a Disney-owned channel, folks. So
I know I was a little like, all right, here we go. I wasn't too sure how they would go, so
they went full in and then turned it up to 11 and snapped off the knobs.
Yeah, I won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but the whole like eye scene, I was like, oh, Okay, we're going here. All right. I was like, kill it with fire. That's the first thing I saw. But
it was in the cat. That was
yeah.
the best.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, okay. So, but I don't want to get too into it for the guys who haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I'm glad guys watch that Alien Earth. It's awesome. But Shiny though is wondering, video game license?
Video game, yeah and no. That one is one we talked about it a bit earlier that I can't fake. I'm not a huge gamer. I'm 53. I kind of missed out at the games I played. No one's going to want Atari. And so I can't really claim to know much about them. But Tom, our guy here, is a big video game fan, and he is going to kind of take the reins on that one. So yes, watch some video game stuff soon. But I have avoided trying, unless it was like Contra or Commando, or like 80s arcade games.
Hey, I grew up with those too.
I stopped playing video games when I had my first children because they beat me, and it was no fun anymore. I was like playing Halo with 6-year-olds that like wipe you out is really depressing.
No, yeah, for sure. Well, I'm with you. I mean, Mass Effect. I love that trilogy, but
they're all good. Mass Effect is brilliant. There are some good ones, but yeah, that's not my jam. I'm the movie, film, and music guy, so I try not to pretend, and I would be doing a disservice to the video game community if I did.
But like you said, some within the company, so it may be.
We'll be looking at that. So yeah, blame him if you don't like it.
Okay, no, that's totally fair. I do have a couple quick super chats though. Jason's Trek dude for 5. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Saying any plans to do Trek ships in smaller scales? Love to get one of the high-end ships, but space is an issue.
Because those scales are usually covered and owned by other people. The fan home people do an awesome job. And again, I don't want to. We don't. Why go and piss in somebody else's parade? It's let them.
No, I understand.
But there might be some gaps, and there might be. But yeah, right now, no, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Speaking of staying on Trek, damn it, Spock with another 5. Do thank you so much. Saying any thoughts about small scale Trek sets, bridges, sick bays, or engineering?
Everybody may have seen my 3 3/4 inch scale bridge at Las Vegas last week.
Did see that.
It's a complete bridge, but it's not intended to be the be all and end all of that. But they don't work without something to put in them. We haven't quite fixed that yet. So
yeah. Well, still very cool.
We will. Yes, is the answer to the question. Yeah, I'd love to do it. I'll do Star Trek until the breath leaves my body.
Yeah, well, like I said, you guys have amazing props and the ships, of course. But I understand that, right? Trying to dip another scale.
As a kid, but it was kind of sucky, and we've other than a few Playmates dabbled with brilliance back in the day, but we Star Trek fans have been kind of screwed over when it's come to vehicles and play sets. We never really got the ones we wanted. And
no,
I'd love to be the guy to try and do it, but it's a hell of a mantle to assume. But I'm trying.
No, I was with you. I had all the Playmates when I was younger.
Some of them were brilliant. I mean, when you think about the market at the time and the structure, and Star Trek was kind of a bit of a poor relation. It wasn't, and they went all out and they did some amazing things. So hopefully we can bring a bit of that back.
Yeah, well, I think there was also, I mean, even though it was unrelated, I mean, that huge boom and success of Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Was a huge factor, I think, in producing. And they're like, well, we're already making very similar styled stuff in the molds, and Next Generation's on the air, and Deep Space Nine just started. So it was like they just started making.
When they had the Toys R Us window, you could get stuff in front of an audience. That's unfortunately the world changed when we lost Toys R Us, and getting your products in front of an audience. You'd think in the age of the internet it should be, and thanks to shows like this we can do it, but the industry lost this huge behemoth of a thing, and we didn't really appreciate what what is it they say, you don't know what you got till it's gone. But you lost that window to do action figures and play sets that you could get out easily to a large audience, and it's gone. Like, I mean, you can't do it anymore. You have to do it different ways, and you have to be clever. We did the Yellow Submarine. Likeness Beatles is currently off the table. They will only allow non-likeness, but that's a brand I've had the personal pleasure of working with now for almost 30 years. And if anyone is ever going to do likeness Beatles, it will be me. I give you my word.
No,
But
that's
right
awesome.
now-
That's good to know.
Right now, that's a no because they have a one and for all rule, and obviously, sadly, we've lost 2 of them.
Yeah.
If any one of them doesn't want to do something, nothing gets done.
So it just has to be unanimous.
Awesome. So
like-
one of the members' families does not want likeness characters of them, and so there are none.
Okay.
But we can go through other routes. We would like to go back and try and do John Lennon, because that was done by Molecule 8, and we probably best not talk about them because people will come out in hives and start like having weird PTSD.
I know. I just.
But it was an awesome figure. So we'll try. But yeah, that's one that look, come on.
No, of course.
It's,
right? Like,
it's,
yeah.
I think I got more Beatles stuff out than anything else.
Yeah. You're like, come on, guy. Like, so
Yeah.
no, that is really awesome. Galen's wondering, how about Johnny Five from Short Circuit? Oh,
That would be cool.
I've seen customs,
I
but
can never sleep ever again because I have to work for the next 47 years non-stop to get all this shit out that I promised everybody. Yeah, I would love to do Johnny Five. Is that a Fox movie though? Because we can't do anything with Disney because they don't like us.
yeah, I don't know who. Somebody in the chat will know if you look it up.
Somebody in the
But
chat will know.
Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka. I don't know if that's.
Likeness is a problem on Willy Wonka. It's not impossible, but it's a problem. We do have a Willy Wonka license, but it does not include any likenesses, sadly.
Oh, well, now you mentioned earlier too about making a chief. That's something that, you know, if you guys are just tuning in that didn't hear about, like, because of the likeness and whatnot, but there's still. I know some people asked if. I don't think they heard earlier in the stream.
Yeah, no, we can't do Chief Brody. It's off the table, and will be for the immediate future. It is impossible. The owners of the likeness do not want it, and they have made it very clear that it is never going to happen. So that's not going to happen. So there were 2 members of the Amity Police Department in the movie. We're going to do the other one.
No,
their costumes were very, very similar.
Jason's wondering though, is the Universal Monsters prop line done, or is there more coming down the road?
What do you want to see? Because I'm a monsters guy, always have been. I've done everything that I think we can do, and I am embarrassingly every product development meeting scratching my head going, I need to do it. Isn't done. I just cannot think of anything to do that either. I wanted to do like all the Kenneth Stickfadden machinery from Frankenstein, but it's too complicated, and most of it I was like, we can do a Jacob's ladder, and then someone pointed out to me that it's actually dangerous and you need like training, and if you put it in a room and yeah, Sinister, I can neither confirm nor deny that rumor, but you got it right on the button.
yeah, that's kind of what I would imagine would yeah. So that works.
Nature abhors a vacuum.
it does. Life finds a way, as they say, right?
Oh my God, somebody's reading my mind. This is scary. I'm going to look for the North Koreans. I am literally having a conversation about the Lord of Darkness about an hour and a half ago.
Wow. Okay. Well, hey, you know.
Very expensive tool.
Yeah.
Problem, because it has to be a standard custom body, and so any custom bodies are expensive, but it's on my list. One day, if I'm a good boy and I sell all these figures and make lots of money for the boss, maybe I'll be allowed to do it.
Look, I think you guys are going to be successful. I do. This is, like I said, there's you guys have the passion and the talent already, and you're doing IPs.
Yeah, we can't do it without the customers. It's 100% on you guys.
Yeah, and people want this
stuff. We do
stuff.
the best we can, but it's up to the customers, and you know, you guys vote with your passion and your wallet, your pocketbook. So we do hear that, and we follow it. Edge of Tomorrow, probably not, because that's another character. Tom Cruise will not permit any likeness of his visage. I've been told many reasons why. I think all of them are apocryphal. I just think he doesn't want it.
He just doesn't want it. Yeah,
kind of weird. Some people just are like, ugh, I don't want to see myself in toy form. It's just weird.
I know. Shame about Chief. Shaq Entertainment.
I like the cut of your jib, shiny.
Yeah, man. It's funny, man. Any shot of doing Wicked figures?
Jesus Christ, somebody is reading my mind.
Look, we love, great minds think alike. We're all in the same ecosystem, right?
Yes, we're doing Wicked figures. I'm going to get shot for saying that, but yes, we are.
Oh,
you heard it here first.
Okay. Yeah. So you
don't tell anybody I told you.
I'll pretend I didn't hear it. If somebody didn't catch it,
I'll deny it. But yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's one that when you're offered it, you're like, what? Nobody's doing them? So yeah, we took that one with both hands and feet.
Okay. Well, shit. There you go.
Yeah,
there you go, Charlie.
That was literally my reaction.
Right?
Every word for word.
Right. Here we go.
The likeness approvals on that are complex, but yeah. So they're not going to be quick. We should have had them out for the last movie, but you're talking about that. These are people who take 18 months to make a decision. So.
Well, speaking of 18 months, I'm curious. I know there's a lot of factors and variables involved, but how do you have a projected idea of like a turnaround time from like a pre-order announcement to release on any figures?
So we touched on this earlier. We are going to endeavor to do it immediately. So when we pre-order something, it will be in our warehouse. If it isn't in our warehouse, it will be on a boat and we will have a confirmed docking date. So it'll be within 2 weeks. So we're not going to do the long lead, order it and then ships in 6 months to a year. You're going to see order it and get it. It's risky for us, but because of everything that's going on in the world economically, we can't plan really more than about 6 months ahead at the moment. And in fact, 6 months is kind of risky.
Sure, of course. Captain Power, yeah, I remember that.
Did I not see somebody doing? You know what? If it's 80s, yes, I'm into 80s action figures. Guilty as charged.
I think I did see Captain Power recently, but in smaller scale.
And if it isn't, shout out to Brian and the guys at the Nacelle Toy Company, because those guys are kicking the shit out of vintage retro action.
They are doing a lot of vintage there, so.
How dare you, sir? He was a prosperous man.
Oh, yeah.
He will fill out the flight suit. The fat suit will make that happen.
That's funny. No, that's where...
being Ernest Borgnine and having such a history and a pedigree and being approached. Do you want to be in his TV show about helicopters? Imagine what he went through his head.
Right?
Must have been a great casting choice.
That's
you
funny.
Want who?
Right? I'd be like, oh, okay. Commander Green also in the chat. Sorry, we're running late. So excited for Battlestar. Hey, Green, I know you'll watch the replay later, and I'll talk to you later as well. But original Battlestar, reimagined Battlestar, 6 scale, sky's the limit, right? Got some. So that's looking forward. We're looking forward to that. Charlie, and I know a few others have asked, but we've already kind of talked about it. But distribution, right? You will have direct sales and with Sideshow.
Yeah, we use most of in the US, Sideshow and a couple of Big Bad Toy Store, people like that, all the usual suspects. And then internationally, some of the licenses are territory dependent, unfortunately. So all you grey importers and exporters, sit up and take notice, because there will be opportunity, but sadly we cannot sell certain licenses in certain territories, and I'm not even going to attempt to remember which ones because it's getting a little encyclopedic. But Battlestar is not one of them, so nobody needs to screech in horror. But certain things we can only sell in US and Canada or other territories, but we have distribution, and we have been approached by many figure distributors who we do not know, which is great, who want to take these lines. So yeah, if not, just get them direct from our website.
Okay, awesome. Sinister's one about Dungeons and Dragons.
It's creepy. I think he's like got some kind of bug on my office.
I think we all do. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I know that would be great as well. Classic D&D stuff. Yeah, I mean that's gonna be really cool. Well, speaking of distribution though, this is a thing, and so far you've confirmed the latter, but will there ever be an IP that you get that could not be sold in the US? That's a weird question, I know, but
probably not. because we're based in the US, as you can tell from my thick Cleveland accent.
Yeah.
Probably.
I know you're actually not that far from me.
But yeah, probably not, but never say never.
Yeah.
I mean, if
but that wouldn't be the norm.
No, not
right.
I mean, at the end of the day, the US and Canada are still the biggest market in the world for most things, except for really territorially specific. Godzilla probably sells. Well, actually, no, Godzilla sells more here than it does in Japan.
Well, the only reason I was curious, right? But it's mostly because there's some other companies may not have it, so you have to go through other vendors to try to get it. Overseas for us, right? And I didn't know that's one of them.
There may be. We laughed about Neverending Story earlier. That is an entirely German-owned IP, and I do know that the license holder is only interested in talking to people in that immediate area. So,
oh, interesting.
Maybe we have to set up a German division just to be able to do the Neverending Story.
Maybe I don't know. Last Dragon never been licensed.
No, and oh god. Last Dragon, that's not the Bruce Lee life story movie, is it? I'm showing my
No, that one I think is just called The Dragon, right? Yeah. Or the Dragon Bruce Lee story, I think. I know someone asked before, and I know it's been done, but it's been done a long time ago. Universal Soldier. Because I think that was a Blitzway Damn Toys collab.
Yeah, I think it was. And they did more than one? Did they just do Van Damme?
They did both.
Yeah.
They did both, and then that was it. That was so long ago, so I don't know.
I don't know if I can afford to buy all of these licenses.
Well, I mean, I'm just...
Wait, I've still got 2 good kidneys. It's okay. We can make it work. Right. Good-ish kidneys. I survived the 80s. They might not be perfect.
No, mine either. Right, but no, I was just curious. Yeah, because I know a couple of people said that in the chat. And,
if I had the choice, I would go for another. No, it's not the 80s, so 90s, somewhat militaristic sci-fi franchise that is about to be rebooted.
Wait, in the 90s?
Yeah.
Militaristic sci-fi of the 90s.
With bugs in it.
Oh, you're talking movies?
Yeah.
Oh, well, if they're going to do Starship Troopers again.
Yep, they are.
Okay.
And they're going to do it. It's in production right now. It's got a great cast, and they're following the book source material far more closely than what we got before.
Wow. Well, yeah, because the first one was clearly satire. I mean, based off, I forgive me. I know somebody knows, but you may even know. The same guy did RoboCop. And, I forgot the director, but a reboot? Well, I'm interested.
Yeah, it could be really cool. I mean, sadly, the original book is very paramilitary and very kind of authoritarian, and it's like, I don't know if we want to see a movie about that. We live in it in real life.
Yeah, but it's gonna be cool. Like, no, that would be cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, they're doing that. That's another franchise that's getting the reboot. Or I don't know if it's a reboot or a reimagining or what it'll be, but I haven't seen anything from it. Yeah, you got it. That's the one.
Yeah, buddy. No, that would be cool. Yeah, Spaceballs already being unzipped and ready to drop. All right, we're getting a second.
That's a really weird one because I was told, possibly somewhat apocryphally, that the reason there is no officially licensed Spaceball stuff is that was an agreement that was made as a gentleman's agreement between Mel Brooks and George Lucas. But once Disney bought Lucasfilm, I would imagine that gentleman's agreement.
That's what I thought too, because everybody's been saying no, you can't make them. Like, but dude, Lucas doesn't own shit anymore.
No, so we don't know. We won't do it because again, it's a Disney property, essentially. I think. But man, I would love. It's not the only Mel Brooks one I want to.
Well, no, it probably wouldn't be, right? Because Mel Brooks is his own. So it might not even be Disney anymore. It just means that Disney no longer has the agreement.
I cannot wait to see that movie. It's been so long.
Me too.
And here they got they brought Darth Helmet back out of retirement, which is unbelievable. That's going to be epic. And they got a guy from Police Academy too, the vocal.
Yep. Michael Winslow, right?
Yeah, Michael Winslow. They're both back in it, which those guys haven't done anything in decades. And they couldn't even get Rick Moranis back for Ghostbusters. They tried. Apparently, they made him a very, 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 very appealing offer, and he's declined. So this power of Mel Brooks. But
Can't wait.
Mel Brooks movies, we're doing. You see, just gonna say before we do any Mel Brooks movies, we're doing Blazing Saddles. If it kills me,
that would be awesome. I mean, geez. Damn it, Spock. Any John Candy figures? Uncle Buck is in my top 5 wanted figures.
That would be kind of cool. He's not. I haven't. Comedy product hasn't done well for us in the past, but it can work. But yeah, nothing. Never say never. Like I said.
Never say never. I know I saw. Sorry guys. Was it? I know some people were asking. I miss it. Here we go. Lawrence, my friends, regarding the Knight Rider license. Yeah. So, we're not.
There'll be a 1/6 Michael Knight. There will be a kit and a Michael Knight in other scales.
Okay. That works.
Can't do a 1/6 kit. It's too big. And it's too big. It just frightens me. And you know what? The guys at Just and the guys would do a much better job than we would.
Okay, that's and so that's another thing too, right? Even though if you had that license, that's something that maybe they could do, and that would be like a cordial thing amongst companies and the
maybe, yeah. You know, if you're listening, reach out. We'd love to talk to you about it because that one holds a special place in my heart. I owned a Knight Rider. It's how I met my wife. So I know the car.
Right. Wow. Okay. Well, shoot. There's a lot. That's a lot to digest here. I'm excited. Battlestar in particular. I still have the poll going. I've left this poll going since we started, guys. We're at 77 votes. Battlestar's in the lead. 49, 50%.
Wow.
Battlestar 27. Jaws 23. Mummy. Yeah, Battlestar's whole. Well, and Battlestar I didn't specify either 70s or reimagined.
Followed by what's the next one in the list?
The next one on our list is Jaws at 27% and the Mummy at 23%.
That's kind of how it's tracking. That's pretty indicative of the response we've been getting, and that's kind of what we figured. We did not quite figure that BSG would be as strong as it is appearing to be, which is great because it has been neglected for way too long. It has.
I do remember.
There is that. He does.
I do remember Yo saying that when we've talked. However, things can maybe change if there's a Michael Knight figure.
Project. It is a dual license. You do have to pay for the vehicle as well because it is a Pontiac, so there are extra costs, and it is not a cheap thing. To develop something like that.
Sure.
Out of school and money, but you're looking at close to $100,000 in tooling. So it does get pretty scary when you have to commit to those kind of numbers.
Yes, it is.
The buck stops here.
Well, that is because
my job.
Right. No, I totally understand. Because it is right. You said those are licensed vehicles, and then there's another license to go.
Well, and you've got to do it right. It's a complex vehicle. You can't just grab the tooling for a Pontiac Trans Am. You've got to do Knight Rider, so it's custom.
Right.
You've got vocal, you've got electronics, you've got to have the license scanner on the front, you've got to have a
that would be cockpit. So awesome though.
You've got to have a little TV, you've got to have it's brilliant, and it can and will be done, but whether it will be done in that scale, not by me today, but I'm doing it in another scale.
Hey,
initially, purely because we think we will sell more of them because it's just physically less.
It is.
Like I said, where the hell do you put a 4.5 foot long? You've got a Batmobile on the shelf.
Yeah, that's 4 feet. So I mean, of course,
the same size. And God, would it be awesome? Yes, but maybe that comes once we establish the market a little bit.
Sure, of course, that makes sense. Because like you said, the smaller scale, there's a reason why they're so popular. I mean, they're smaller, more affordable, larger audience.
Yeah, and shipping now, we've already got tariffs that are adding money. Shipping on those things is beastly. Once you go beyond the size of a pallet, you can be looking at
that really starts to chime in. Mitchell, I'm not sure if we can.
Yes, we can expect a 1/6 Stringfellow Hawk.
Oh, okay. There you have it. All right, I wasn't sure, so no, that's awesome. Yep. OG fan, my friend, says I have Eagle Moss, Battlestar Vipers, and Raiders. So do I. The smaller ones, but I can't wait.
I'll be honored to have my stuff alongside those products.
It's gonna be awesome. I am excited. It's time to get serious. Pirates of Dark Water, which was pretty funny.
It's usually Pirates of Buttwater or the Phantom of the Paradise or Buckaroo Banzai that come up as the three weird ones that everybody wants but nobody gets.
Yeah, totally. Buzz, my friend, hey, from Germany, also saying any chance for Buck Rogers, and we did kind of talk about that, and I don't know.
On my radar.
It's on the radar.
Yeah, trying to make that happen. I want it. I love it. Oh, loved it. It was one of the, BSG, Star Trek, and Buck Rogers were the things I watched after school every time they were on, and devoured them. And I want them. I want all three.
Yeah. No, damn it, Spock. That's actually a question I would even ask him, man. I mean, are there plans for like Deep Space Nine?
I want to do it. The Crown of Thorns is awesome, and I do want to do it. Again, I haven't actually found anybody brave enough to take on the project yet.
It's pretty big.
That's a bitch of a thing, and the paint job on that is a beast. No on Kronos 1 at the moment because our good friends at Tomy are sucking all the Klingon ship air out of the room and let them do it, because I saw it last week and it's gorgeous. It isn't the right era. It's a different era, but
but
we're
still
we're not all lottery winners. Why not? I'd be great as a lottery winner. Then I'd make all this stuff tomorrow.
And then I would buy all of it.
Yeah,
so
but we
like
can't because we've got finite finances and we do have to eat, damn it, and pay the rent. So, you can't throw too much at people all at once, which is rich coming from a guy that's just mentioned like 8 lots of action figures and 64 different Star Trek props.
Oh yeah, but
Jesus, what is with this guy?
Well,
Get out of my
Sinister's your age, man. So it's on the same boat. I mean, listen, and look, I know Big Chief did a couple, but or not Flash Gordon, but they
probably won't do 1/6 Flash Gordon. But I had the honor of hanging out with John Eves. I don't want to sound like that guy. God, it's like the name dropping. I hung out with John Eves last week, and John Eves did the Rocket Ajax, and man, that thing's gorgeous. And that's another one that somebody promised us and then took the toys away and didn't bring it. So yes, Flash Gordon. Every time I just can't get the Queen theme tune out of my head. Love that movie.
Yeah,
I'm going to spare you all. I'm not going to break into song because that would break the internet. And we'd have no more visitors. But yeah,
that's awesome though.
Gosh, man, wow. Melody and they were both at Star Trek. They look fantastic.
Yeah.
And what the anniversary of that? That's got to be like 45 years. God, I'm trying to count backwards.
It's
And I walked around the corner and I'm like, "There's Melody Anderson. What the hell?" She just sat there.
Right.
She still looks. Still looks great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So when we can do signature series product, we love doing that because that's always fun. Probably not in 1/6 because you just mentioned that those guys did try that and didn't really perform all that well. But other things in Battlestar Flash Gordon, yes, for sure.
Yeah. No, I think that would be really cool. I mean, there's a lot out there that people are mentioning. I mean, the list can go on. I mean, obviously, because we just never know. But definitely looking forward to it. The only other thing I'm curious, because guys, we'll probably wrap here shortly because I know we're kind of hitting that 2-hour mark here. But any thoughts or possibilities, considerations of doing certain figures outside of sculpt, like some rooted hair or rolling eyes?
Yeah, if it's germane or apropos to the character, and if we're not seen as copying other people. I was watching the video of the installation of the rolling eyes in the Joker figure, and man, that's with the magnetic. God, I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
If it needs it, I can't think of any of these characters that would at the moment. Rooted hair is fun, and some have to have it. It's actually one of the challenges we're facing with Hooper in the Jaws figures. His hair is challenging to get right in a sculpted form, but it isn't cost effective to do it as rooted hair yet. My personal belief is that you mentioned earlier about the sort of DC and Marvel. You need to be doing those kind of numbers to make that kind of expense worthwhile.
I had thought, yeah, because
but maybe
it
not,
is
as it
pricey.
becomes more commonplace and more vendors
Mm-hmm.
can offer it, because we don't own any of our own factories. We farm this out to whichever factories are crazy enough to partner with us.
Right, be like, hey,
And as more factories, sometimes that technology is actually technology. That stuff's proprietary, and it's not patented as such, but you can't copy it.
hey, I'm with you, Spock. Root here for Xena Gabriella
That's a good
Castillo.
point. If you certainly female characters, rooted hair is essential, because otherwise you get that weird uncanny valley kind of thing, and it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work, and oftentimes long hair too is the preventative of the articulation of the head, because it's kind of locked in the shoulder. You can't,
I was just having a conversation with the guys at Exo6 about Cardassians, and that they got that weird collar thing that kind of prevents
the big neck,
can't articulate the neck without having a weird cutout.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, but look, I'm excited that again to see that we have Miami Vice, right, Crockett and Tubbs and Airwolf and Knight Rider. Like, this is cool, like all this stuff. Oh, of course, obviously Battlestar and Jaws and Mummy. Like, you already have some pretty big IPs right there.
Right. I think it's truly an honor to get to do them. As like I said, in many cases, it's sort of a be careful what you wish for thing. We went in expecting to be told no, and then now I've got to make it happen. It won't be a problem. We always make it happen. We've never in 15 years ever actually cancelled a product. So that's something we can proudly hold our hand up and say. So it'll happen. Just bear with me.
No, I appreciate it as well. I don't know if we have anything else we should run by, or I don't know if there's anything else that you can talk about.
I just want to thank the community again. Like I said, we've come into this as this kind of, who the hell are these people? And everybody has embraced us. They've been passionate, and just to get this kind of feedback is really useful. I do listen to everything. I lurk in a lot of the forums and the groups. I don't post because I'm not allowed to, because I can't. And again, I've probably told you way more than I should have done, but hey, we're friends and we're all a family, and to be accepted into that family, corny as it may sound, is pretty cool.
No, and I appreciate you sharing what you did share today, officially, and all of it.
I'm that weird uncle that you invite to Thanksgiving because you know that he's going to do something silly, but
he's just going to blurt it out.
That's
like, all right. Right. So, but I also wanted, because I mean, some people in the chat here in our community know you from the props and the ships, but so many exactly were like, what is Factory Entertainment? So I'm glad that everybody in the chat right now, I see everybody's supportive comments and suggestions, and it's awesome.
Fantastic.
So
keep them coming. Let's make this a place for people, and as things develop, I'd love to come back and show you. And if we have questions, I'd love to bring them to you, because we don't know everything. We know very little, and yeah, we may have some A, B, what do you think? I'd love to do that.
No, absolutely. And then I appreciate everybody in the chat, of course, as well. And then they can always, directly to your website, but you guys have your social media as well, everywhere.
Factory and
and I'm sure when there's further along, we'll likely have another stream. You're always welcome to come back, and we'll
be honored.
Give more updates. Honor's mine. I appreciate it. I mean, this is awesome. I'm so excited for you guys. Oh, well, thanks for coming, of course. And
is it like the real mafia? Once you're in, you never get out.
That's that's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I may ask you for a favor, that kind of thing.
Yeah, hey, I'll be there for you as well. No, this is amazing stuff. So I'm happy. Everybody in the chat. I ended the poll, and just for reference, I think we landed 48% Battlestar. So then Jaws, then Mummy. So that's cool. Just to
that ragtag fleet still got appeal.
So say we all, man. Right. So no, I think it's amazing. Guys, I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight and showing your support and questions and enthusiasm on all these IPs. I know there's a lot you can't talk about, but there's a lot cool coming and a lot of unknown coming. So it's gonna be awesome, guys. Other than that, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap. Again, Barry, thanks for coming. Appreciate everybody in the chat. And Battlefield. Oh, I had to ask this. I'm asking everybody. but you said you're not really too much gaming, but so you're probably not going to be playing Battlefield 6. No.
I can't do it. I'm rubbish. I get shot in like 30 seconds and then I get like really pissed because I'm like, why am I so crap?
Yeah, it's all good.
Nobody wants to get pawned and noobed by a 10-year-old who will then tell you exactly how crap you are.
Yeah, I mean, just insult you. And no, I get it. I get it totally. So, but yeah, guys, I appreciate it. You guys all have a great rest of your night. Again, very awesome. We'll talk again. Guys, I'll keep you guys updated as well on the Facebook, and anytime like you and I talk, and if there's information I can share, I'll share it, of course, and we'll go from there, guys. And again, Crib Notes, Sideshow, and direct to your site. And when orders are going to be coming up, they're going to be like pretty much ready to go when ready for order. So looking forward to it. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one, probably tomorrow, actually. So you guys have a great night, great evening. Thank you all for coming, and we will talk to you soon. Alrighty.